What's happening, YouTube? It's your homie S. Dot coming back to you with another video. And today's video is going to be an exhibition match between me and my boy, shout out to my homie Sento, playing a match with me playing Yellow Hybrid on the right and my homie playing X-AntiBody on the left. So this is a matchup we haven't seen on my channel yet, so I wanted to get some variety. As you guys know, I have a big red bias, specifically Shoutmon. But jumping right into the gameplay, it looks like I'm going to start hatch a Upamon and just play a Bokomon. Bokomon is usually always a great start no matter what deck you're playing, hybrid deck you're playing. So being able to search, I'm going to get the Zoe and the Zephyrmon here. So that's going to be pretty clutch coming in the future turns here. My opponent's going to hatch the Dura. Sento's going to hatch into the Dorumon, then Digivolve into a Chumon, then also Digivolve into the Darugamon here. I get some of these names mixed up because I swear some of these names all kind of sound the same, but I want to say that's the Darugamon champion, and then that is the Volcanomon there, which is literally pretty much a Gankumon, the Mega from BT6, that if your opponent has an unsuspended Digimon in play, your Digimon gets security attack +1. So this deck has definitely been dubbed as like the Black Justmon deck, where it gets a whole bunch of checks. It can delete Digimon. It has piercing through Sonorizas, so you need a couple more pieces to kind of be like a Justmon deck, but that's what it feels like. So I definitely don't blame people for calling it that. So I'm going to start my turn by just playing a TK simply. TK is going to facilitate me getting the Salamon to give me a free draw the next turn. Also, as you guys can notice that I'm playing a full yellow package here. I forget if this build specifically played the Karis with the Schwartz Lazur or Lahertz, or however you call that card. But I did want to explore the Upamon package because I saw like everybody was playing the, the purple egg package, and there I am messing with the camera again. We'll get it right eventually. You guys know I'm antsy with my camera sometimes. But yeah, I see everybody playing the Zalmon, or the Zal, whatever. Zalmon and the Demi-Meramon. Like I said, currently I'm playing the purple egg version, but I did want to test the yellow egg version to see how that would do. My opponent's going to Digivolve into the Alphamon and bring the Alphamon out. So, I mean, Wyvern's Breath would be good here, but I don't think I'm actually necessarily that scared of Alphamon here in this instance. I mean, it will put in work. I can't front like it's not. But, him bringing it out, I guess he wants to most likely build into another stack and raising, I'm going to assume. I'm going to hatch and Digivolve, or not hatch, but Digivolve into the Salamon. I'm going to add the Kazemon to my hand from the Zoe. And then I could just Digivolve over what's a really good play here is with the Bokomon. It shows the power of the Bokomon, is I can Digivolve over the Zoe for free into one of my, a level 4 Zephyrmon or Kazemon. Probably I guess Zephyrmon here, especially because he knows I have the Zephyrmon. I guess he knows I have the Kazemon too, but Zephyr might be okay. I decided not to. I ended up playing the Kari instead. That probably wasn't a good play. Unless I didn't have Jet Sylphimon in my hand, because what I was gonna say is I Digivolve for free and I stay at 0, and then I play Jet Sylphie for 1 and choke him at 1 and give him as little memory as possible to work with. But I actually ended up giving him 3 memory to work with, so I kind of preserved my resources here, but I'm giving him more memory. So we'll see if that happens to matter towards the end of the match. He's going to attack with the Alphamon. I don't think he has any other effects besides Alphamon's effect himself to pay a certain amount of memory, up to 5 I want to say, and gain 1,000 attack per. And then at the end of the battle, you gain 2 memory. So I think here he's deciding how much he wants to pay. I think since I definitely had the Zephyrmon in my hand when I look back at this game, keep in mind this was a couple weeks ago, I definitely should have, okay, well I guess it doesn't matter. He ran into a Susanomon there, so Susanomon being 15k definitely hurt. And him having security attack +1 there actually facilitated my Kari, allowing me to gain 1 extra memory at the beginning of each of my turns, because if I have 3 or less security, that's exactly what happens. So I actually do, on the other side though, on the flip side, allow him to build into another Mega though. So he only has the champion out of the Darugamon. He's going to play the Coda, I want to believe that is. It's a 4-cost memory tamer that lets you get reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add an X-AntiBody Digimon from one of those among those to your hand. So kind of like a memory boost in a sense, and then again it's just a memory tamer, which is really good for that deck every single turn. So I'm going to start at 4 here. Or did he put me at... No, okay, no, he was at 1, so we're good here. So I started at 4 memory. I'm going to attack with the Salamon. This is always feels good here. Being able to draw for Upa, get a damage with the Salamon, and then also recover 1 is like so impactful. Like Salamon is definitely one of my favorite rookies in the entire game for little things like that. I'm going to further press on the turn by Digivolving the Kazemon for 2 memory, gain the 2 back with Boko. I like to skip steps when it comes to decks like these because I just know what's going to happen, so I'm just going to keep the memory where it's at. So still having a bunch of memory to work with. Would it be a really solid play here is if I had Seraphimon. The Seraphimon security attack +1 would be really good here because I'm only digivolving into the oh no, okay, it looks like I don't have Jet Sylphimon. I guess if I had Jet Sylphie, it would have been a little different. I'm gonna digivolve into the Zephyrmon. Keep in mind, the way I'm playing this deck and I look back from a couple weeks ago, it's definitely amazing how many potential small mistakes I've made with this deck. But I do actually have the Jet Sylphie anyway, so I wonder why I wasted the Kazemon there, or the Zephyrmon to digivolve for 1. Absolutely, I don't think really any reason for that, and I definitely had the Zephyrmon the last turn, which I should have digivolved over the Kazemon, but for whatever reason I didn't. Let's see what I ended up deciding to do here. Oh, okay, so well now it makes sense, I guess. I could talk a whole bunch of crap when I don't know what my hand is, but I was trying to make the most of my memory to make the most of my memory efficiency, not go from 4 to 3 on his side, but go 3 to 3 from my side to his side. And get that memory efficiency. So I guess that's where I'm at. I don't know if I really should have still used that Zephyrmon. Even though I was at 4 memory, I think I just really cared about memory efficiency there, and that probably wasn't necessary to burn that Zephyrmon like that over the Kaze. But anyway, gonna play the reinforced memory boost. That's gonna put him at a 3 he's gonna get anyway, and that allows me to pretty much recover 1. Unfortunately, I don't hit anything that I would want ideally, but a recovery is a recovery, so we're not gonna complain. Looks like I grabbed the Shine, I want to say, or the Shine on the Salad. I think I grabbed the Salad too, but yeah. So, to help me keep churning out my rookies and get that extra free chip. He's going to digivolve to the Dora Greymon. Dora Greymon, when digivolving, you can put an X-AntiBody from your hand under a Digimon, and then I think he's drawing for the Dora Greymon, or the Dorimon. When you put a source under your Digimon, you're able to draw a card and gain a memory for the Dorumon, the rookie. Probably the best one because it can actually kind of allow you to potentially go into your Mega in the same turn as well. But unfortunately here, there's no like black memory boost or black, there's no black memory boost out, and there's no like black gravity crush or anything like that that'll allow him to digivolve into his Mega this turn. But he will be protected from anything like, Wyvern's Breath or any like destruction kind of cards. And speaking of destruction, he's going to play Iron Fisted Onslaught and actually just straight up delete my Jet Sylphimon because he potentially feared a Mega coming out. I do have the reinforced memory boost as well, so that would allow me not to pass turn and get some aggression on that turn. Gonna play another TK. TK is gonna put me at 2 here. Gave me a lot of memory to work with, but it looks like I'm still only making really like 2 plays this turn unless I digivolve over one of my Tamers to draw from the Boko for free. We'll see here though. Another thing I like about Salamon too is that like even if your opponent gets you down really low, like against these more aggressive matchups, they almost got you, and then you kind of just climb back up because of the Salamon. It just helps you kind of just recuperate, and then also get a security check at the same time. Love Salamon. I do decide to pop the memory boost to go to 5. I'm gonna play the Zoe to go back to 2. So I should know what's in here because I was just looking at my, okay. So I guess I'm playing the Zoe for value here, or maybe I have a Shine that I want to come up at some point. Not quite sure. The more Tamers, the better though on the field though, while the Boko's on the field. One thing I should definitely do here this turn, which I think this might have been the first time I played against this deck, is I should attack with the Boko 100% here, because the Boko is just gonna die to the Darugamon on the following turn if I don't do something about it. So I play the Jet Sylphimon, and I still don't attack. That's so weird. Okay, yeah, this is definitely, I think this is me not understanding how this matchup goes. I definitely should have attacked with the Boko because the Boko is going to get no more value here. He's done his job. He's gotten a lot of value. And I think so the play I made the Zoe with the Zephyrmon play to buff my security up by 6,000. 3,000 from the Inheritable from Zoe, and then look, I'm reading Darugamon. This is definitely my first time playing against this deck, and I didn't understand what I should have been doing. So in hindsight, guys, if you guys are playing against X-AntiBody and you know that it's coming out next turn, they can delete any of your Digimon, up to 2 Digimon with play costs. I want to say 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he has 6 right now, or 5 under there right now. So as soon as Darugamon attacks, he can put another X-AntiBody from his hand under it, and then delete up to 2 opponents' Digimon that have play costs less than or equal to the amount of sources you have total. And then he gets plus 1,000 attack for each X-AntiBody you have. So there's 2 different things going on. He gets, like I said, 1,000 for each X-AntiBody you have. So it looks like he has like 3 or 4, so he'll be at like 15 and 16k, something like that. And then for each source he has, period, he can delete up to 2 of my level 6 or 6 play costs or lower Digimon. So my Boko is going to go away here without getting that check. And yeah, so definitely attack with your little guys when you know that the Darugamon's coming in, and get that value there, because otherwise you're going to just lose it for no reason. Gonna attack. He's gonna put an Alphamon under. Definitely not ideal. At this point, you would like to have a Dora Greymon because Dora Greymon's inheritable. Gets security attack +1 to I want to say a Digimon that has X-AntiBody in its traits. So he has like 1,000 checks here. Let's see what ends up happening. You can definitely just tell, like, I'm like, okay, what is going on? We're both. He's explaining to me what's going on and what's happening, and then luckily he didn't have enough to pop my Jet Sylphie as well, because Jet Sylphie is a 7 play cost. So man, that would have hurt really bad and been a big setback if I wasn't able to. You know, he was able to delete that as well. So finally gonna do the checks. Oh yeah, my Boko definitely does die. Got to get him up out of there. He's gonna hit into another TK. Shine Greymon's looking super powerful right now. This is one of the best positions, or one of the really solid positions to clearly have a Shine Greymon, because Shine will be able to tap 3 of the yellow Tamers to just delete the Darugamon, and then if he plays anything else, I'll probably most likely be able to get rid of that too, up to 8k. So I'm gonna use the TK here to grab a Zoe. Hit another TK, so he's just running through my security, and of course one of the strongest attributes of the yellow hybrid deck is its security, and he's just gonna kind of help keep building or he's going to have me keep building up my board here. And speaking of Shine Greymon, there's a Shine. So if he doesn't have a Ultimate Flare or another Iron Fisted Onslaught, you could probably anticipate what's definitely coming out next turn. And then he also hits a Wyvern's Breath. So Wyvern's Breath is kind of awkward here because I'm not sure how much attack it is, but I'm going to minus it by 15k, and I think that was his last check. So that was literally like the best case scenario for his Darugamon to live, because he still probably lives with like 1k or something like that, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. And the effect only lasts at the end of the turn as well. And based off of what he's doing, yeah, he has also a defeat right here too. So defeat's really not that good. I feel like defeat should pop the TK Kari, or the Kari, I guess, because I do have 3. He has, oh no, I have, yeah, okay, no, I have less security than him, so I'm at least going to be at 4 instead of, 6 with the Kari and the TK Kari, so that definitely makes a lot of sense. And the from this position, the Zwart Defeat actually looks kind of annoying here, because Shine Greymon can easily get rid of the Zwart Defeat, but Zwart Defeat is going to take the Shine down with him, most likely, which is really unfortunate. So Salamon's also going to attack and also not die, which is so funny in this format. From Scatter Mode to Salamon to your other Digimon, you're just surprised that constantly leave, even 2k lives, excuse me, even like your 2k DP Digimon like you just saw right there. It's just really funny. So yeah, there's that. Salamon's going to live. But I don't think we're in danger of dying next turn, because the Zwart Defeat's not an X-AntiBody, so he won't get a whole bunch of security attacks from that. Now, I think the Volcanomon is still under there, so if I do have an unsuspended Digimon on his turn, again, just like Gankumon, it will still have the security attack +1 there, but it still won't be game. I'm going to grab another Jet Sylphimon here. Salamon's looking kind of in a solid position too, because it threatens another security check, and it's kind of like you kind of have to attack it, and that could be annoying for him. And it'll behoove me to actually stay at 3 security this turn, so I really hope I don't make another silly play and Digivolve into, well, I guess I can't Digivolve into a Jet Sylphie here without like a Blinding Ray or something. Yeah, awkwardly enough, I'm like gonna just burn the memory here to just like tap all my, I don't want to, but I think it's the best way to deal with this, the Shine. We're just gonna trade off here to 1 for 1, so it's not the worst. You could call it a 4 cost Wyvern's Breath, if you will, just kind of look at it that way. Yes, you had to waste the Shine, but it is what it is. Like I said, I call it a 4 cost Wyvern's Breath to get rid of that. Obviously, he's not going to kill my Salamon, because, it's just Salamon. And I'm going to heal no matter what, so I'll probably just obviously get rid of the bigger threat. Shine would have been at, what, like 16, 17 KO my turn. Anyway, he's only at 3 memories, so he's not going to be able to make, he can make 2 plays this turn, but he won't be able to make 2 plays and keep his turn. And he's going to respectfully attack, and I respect it, attack the Salamon, so the Salamon doesn't yet get another free check. And is going to recover 1 here, so that just keeps me in the game. And also, what that ended up doing, which I just realized, is that turned off my Kari as well. So actually, I'll take that back. Salamon was actually a hindrance, not dying that turn. Well, I guess either way, it didn't matter. I was going to be at 4 security. So, does he not have a Mega? Looks like he doesn't have a Mega. Okay, so now his, it looks like I'm playing a pure yellow version, so I'm not playing the purple Kari in this version, so I definitely probably have more Wyvern's Breath, and I focus more on Shine as my removal in this version of the deck. which I can say is probably incorrect going forward because of the fact that you have decks like blue, and just like being pure yellow, technically shine just kind of clears up Digimon too. But purple Kari, it's really more about the purple Kari than the Schwarzschild Hertz. Schwarzschild Hertz is like the second card that's just like so good against it. The Kari in general, just making your opponent's attacks cost more just for taking the security from you, just for playing the game, it's just pretty good. So, you know, yeah, there's that. Even like the tech 2-cost purple Mimi, when either player plays an option card, you can tap it to suspend it to gain a memory, you know, make their Hammer Sparks go neutral, etc. See what I decided to do here. I have the Zoe that definitely has free range, or technically any of my TKs really, but probably the Zoe because Zoe has the inheritable, so she's always the most ideal tamer to Digivolve over, because after you use her on play effect, she really doesn't have any more use. But I'm deciding to play the Boko first, which kind of makes sense here. I do have a tamer, I got a Susano, Salomon, and another TK. So looks like my literal only target is the TK. Susano cannot be searched. Susano is a shaman, and there's no card currently in the game that searches shaman. The only card that can literally get Susanomon off of your searches is Analog Youth. So keep that in mind. Boko can search a 10 warriors though, so Boko can get your ancient Garurumons and your ancient Greymons. So do note that. Finally going to Digivolve the Zoe into a Kazemon. Cost 2 memory, then gain 2 memory here. So, of course, we just stand at 1. Going to play Blinding Ray as well. Blinding Ray is going to put me at 3. I'm going to trash a, looks like a Kazemon. A slight glare there, but I want to say it's to make a Kazemon. Going to Digivolve into a Shine Greymon. So, or it's not Shine, I'm sorry, Rise Greymon. Rise Greymon is going to allow me to, old school, when Digivolving, play a yellow tamer from your hand. Going to play the TK Kari, makes sense. And am I going to follow up with Omega? I am going to follow up with Omega. So I'm going to give him 4. And I leave him with no board here, which is going to be pretty good. And probably threaten lethal next turn. I have the Shine, I have the Boko, and I have the Salomon. And most of the time, you know, these hybrid decks have another hype. They usually have it most of the time. You really shouldn't ever be surprised when they have the, just assume that they have the, you know, the other hybrid in their hand. So unless he plays Iron Fisted Onslaught here, the game should be over here on this next turn. I can also still have 2 hybrids and the game will still be over. So like the most ideal thing he could really do here is Ultimate Flare, but I don't think he's playing Ultimate Flare. So unfortunately, I was able to just, you know, for Sento, I was able to keep him at bay. Oh, there it is, Iron Fisted Onslaught. Okay, so it's going to give me 8 memory. Now, it should be pretty simple here. But yeah, what I was saying earlier is unfortunately he wasn't able to keep a guy on board, and I was able to keep getting rid of it, which is, you know, obviously one of the goals of this deck. Gonna attack with the Salomon, gonna die to a Doragoromon. Draw and heal again. We're at 4. We also have to be careful. Our deck is getting kind of thin, and I don't know if I was playing 2 Susana in this build at the time. Here I am again. I definitely could tell how new I was with this, which is expected. I mean, you know, this. Oh, I guess I'm making the Boko cost, or make the cost of Kazemon free here, but it doesn't really matter. I have 8 memory, so I can literally just keep Digivolving into the hybrids as so and attack for game. Moving right along in the game too, he's going to have me go first. The X-AntiBody deck is definitely a deck that definitely doesn't mind going first, or going second rather, to get that extra draw. I'm going to play with, start off with Boko once again, which is going to be really good. I miss out on the Salomon, but I do get to grab a Jet Sylphimon and the Zoe, which is a start that you literally can't ask better for. I'm going to assume that I have a champion in my hand because I did not grab the champion, but I mean, most of the time you play 8 of those versus 4 Jet Sylphy, so it's definitely going to be better to, you know, grab the Jet Sylphy there, because Jet Sylphy is definitely one of the better pieces in your deck. Gonna play the Zoe here. Zoe's gonna potentially search my security and give me a yeah, looks like I definitely have a Zephyr there, so we're gonna grab the, I grabbed the Sala. Okay, I'm assuming I prioritize getting the Sala. Oh no, I can't even grab the Sala. No, whoa. Yeah, okay, he's not a, okay, we did catch it. Jesus Christ, definitely first time playing this deck. I knew it, I recovered. My bad, guys. This is not, I guess sometimes in my head I keep assuming that it's TK. For so long, TK has been the only one that would allow you to go in your deck, you know, your security, and add a card and then recover. So yeah, I'm going to grab the Zephyrmon like I should have just done in the first place. And I'm also going to actually play smarter here and just Digivolve into the Kaze here. I think I'm kind of getting the hang of it. What's nice about this game, I got to say, shout out to Bandai and the Digimon crew. this game is one where you can like mess up like in one game and quickly catch on the second game on and get the hang of how things are supposed to go. So if you're a new player coming into the game, definitely consider you know, jumping in and you know, just taking that leap of faith, because this game, you know, well, obviously you as a new player, is going to take you a little while to get things going, but this game is definitely very forgiving in terms of understanding rather on the fly, which is nice. Unfortunately, the X-AntiBody player, my homie Sento, did not. Excuse me. Thank you, kid. Did not open a rookie. He opened a rookie this turn, but he did not open a rookie last time, so he had to play the. I'm allergic to something over here. Jeez. Thank you, kid. Kid told me to blush you. So cute. So yeah, he had to play the Rugamon on his first turn, but looks like things are looking better for him, a lot better rather this turn for him. So I'm gonna put him back at 1 though with the TK. Definitely a nice choke there, and just kind of keep. I've noticed a lot of these turns in the beginning of, or excuse me, in this format, your beginning turns are a lot of just setting up, not really doing a bunch of attacking, unless you're playing like Red Hybrid. Red Hybrid is probably one of the only decks that will try to kind of, you know, start coming at you sooner than later. Gonna raise the Darugamon there. Gonna digivolve into Doragreymon. Doragreymon gonna allow him to add an X-AntiBody source from his hand under one of all the way at the bottom of the Digivolution sources, and gain him a memory there. So it's gonna gain a memory and draw a card, which is so good. The baby Dorimon is the one that lets you draw a card, and then Dorumon. Gotta make sure I'm getting these names right. I feel like I'm missing a name. The champion is Darugamon, right? Yeah, because Doragora, Daruga, yeah, one of those. It's kind of annoying how close all the names are together. But yeah, he choked me back at 1, which is cool here. Shine play is not looking that good here because I'm not going to be able to get rid of the Doragreymon. And I can't even actually get rid of the Darugamon here either. So see what my options are. I'm also not raising the Salamon. Let's see if I also, well, I got to make sure. So like I got to potentially, hopefully not attack him. I shouldn't attack him this turn, because attacking him would, if he hits a black memory boost or a memory tamer, then he can definitely just go right into his Doragoromon, which I don't want. So I need to be careful here this turn. Go digivolve into the Zephyrmon. It's going to be free. Pay 2 memory, gain 2 memory from the Bokomon. One of the top 5 cards, best cards in this meta, period. See, this is what I was talking about, learning on the fly and learning from your mistakes. I do block, or I do attack with the Bokomon, knowing that the well, kind of learn from my mistakes, because next turn he can't Doragora me anyway, unless I guess if I were to attack there and hit a freaking memory tamer or a red memory boost. But alas, I actually ended up hitting a Doragoromon from security, which is kind of funny. And ooh, I feel like I'm about to play the TK, but should I play the TK? That's kind of scary. Don't know if I should do that. Also, looking at his field here too, I think I mentioned to him at some point, I think he is going to Doragora me here, and he's going to be able to kill my Zephyrmon, because he has 5 sources initially, and then obviously when he adds a source under the Doragoromon, he'll be at 6 sources, and 6 sources will be able to delete 2 Digimon with 6 play cost or less. And whoops, I should have definitely attacked with the Zephyrmon. A lot of this format for me, and I guess you could technically say any format, has been me really like just getting got by something that a color does like once or maybe twice, and then after that happens once or twice, you should naturally kind of be able to adapt and understand what the heck is going on, and not, you know, have that happen again, and understand what your opponent's deck is doing or trying to do. So that's definitely one aspect you should always think about when you're playing, is yes, you know your deck, and your deck's about to go off and pop off and do all this stuff, but you got to take a second to take a deep breath and understand what your opponent's deck can do, and see if you can potentially try to play around it. So that's definitely something you want to think about. So we're going to do some calculations here. Doragoromon is going to be a big boy with a whole bunch of security checks, and I do have the Zoe, and though I digivolve Zephyrmon, keep in mind the Zephyrmon will not get the effects. I did not digivolve over a Zoe or over a hybrid. And yep, he's going to count his play cost there, and I think that's where I realized, dang, I should have also attacked with the Zephyrmon, because yeah, just died for no reason. And I also lost the TK as well. I think I played a little bit too aggressive in terms of like how I played with the, I guess it wouldn't have died anyway. The Zoe plus the TK that gives the 3k boost to security, or 2k boost to security, still wasn't going to be enough to kill Doragora. Doragora was way too big. Naturally, normally like a Mega is what'll probably have your opponent's Digimon in danger of dying. but a loss did not happen. Gonna play the Parabolic Junk, or not Parabolic Junk. I think it's the 2-cost card that you get to draw 1 card for every one of your Digivolution sources. 3, 4, 5, 6. This man has drew 6 cards for 2 memory. Kind of crazy for that deck. And his turn's still not over, which is even better. So one of the more powerful cards in this deck too, one of the more pivotal and important cards in this deck is the Zubagon Punch. So Zubagon Punch would be pretty good to allow his Dorogoramon to stand back up, and then also, you know, gain blocker in 2000 attack, which is really good. I'm gonna go to 3 anyway, so there's no reason not to just play the Zubagon. Yes, it costs 2 memory, but it's fine. I'll just go to 3. Curious what he's thinking here. The Darugamon is also a blocker too, to note. If you have a Digimon with X-AntiBody in his Digivolution sources, or an X-AntiBody on the field, you will gain, that Digimon gains blocker. So now he technically has 2 blockers on the field, so this is not a good position for my Salamon to be in. I think I'm going to have to attack here though, no matter what, and get the draw and then get the heal, just so he's not potentially threatened game on the next turn. I think I went back to raising like a little punk, because I think he reminded me that I guess he has 2 blockers. I don't know. I think no matter what, I have to raise a Sala though. Even if I get blocked, it's fine. I think here, from the outside looking in, I'm not sure what's in my hand or what I was thinking at the time. Shout out to the SpongeBob sleeves. I know that's random and all late, but I feel like it goes obviously perfect with the yellow deck. But I just play Wyvern's Breath and keep it simple. I guess I wanted to potentially get value. Sometimes, like, I don't like sometimes I can't stand the plays I make after I look back at them, and I'm sure we're all our own worst critics when we look back at stuff. I think I should have still raised the Salamon and attacked anyway, and gained the no, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it was fine. Maybe it was fine. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Based off of, I mean, he drew 6 cards. I don't want to say based off his motion, because normally I can tell by people's body language if they have something or if they don't. And I was kind of curious why he was taking a while to make a move, because he drew 6 cards last turn. So it's like, man, you should have the sources to just Digivolve up, right? Unfortunately, he bricks for searching a card off of Dakota. He hits a Chumon and a Dark Tyranno, a Zubagon Punch, and a, what's the last card? Iron Fisted Onslaught. So that was unfortunate. I'd be really surprised if he doesn't have a level 4 or even a level 5 in his hand, because he had 5 memory to work with. But it looks like he doesn't, which is kind of crazy. How do you draw 6 cards and not hit a level 4? And there's another level 4. And clearly he's going to grab the Rugamon there, because that's what he was missing. That's really unfortunate. That has to be a real feels bad to have that much memory and or that many cards, you know, and not be able to have a, you know, love the champion. But anyway, I'm going to attack with the Salamon. Salamon's going to allow me to draw a card. Upamon's going to allow me to draw a card. He decides not to block with the Dorogamon, because I would just attack over it with the Jet Sylphimon, so I don't blame him for taking the check. And plus, that's a free check he could take anyway. It's not like he's really in danger right this second, especially because I didn't attack with that Zephyrmon earlier, because Zephyrmon should have really put him at 3 security already, and then Salamon will put him at 2, and 2 is kind of a danger zone against this deck. But then if you look at my board state doesn't really have like the most threatening kind of, you know, thing going on right now. So Bokomon's going to grab me the Kari, and I have Jet Sylphie as my only other option, so I don't know what I'm waiting on. Sometimes I brain fart and I move so fast and things like that. Things I got to work on. Hey, we're all works in progress. There's no reason for me to be thinking at all. I'm annoyed, by the way, by how long that took me to get the Jet Sylphie. It's the only other hybrid for me to take. Like, seriously. I'm going to play the Kari, though. Kari's going to put him at his 3 that he's going to get anyway. If he attacks me at all this turn, first of all, he's not threatening game. Even if he has Grumblemon, the new black hybrid that came out in BT7, that wouldn't threaten game, and then I would start gaining 4 memory at the beginning of each of my turns. And being at 4 memory is the sweet spot for cards like Shy and Greymon, because Shy and Greymon will not pass turn and get in there for some damage. One thing you also got to be careful about, not that we're in that situation right now, is when a yellow player has a TK Kari out, keep in mind that they can attack with one of the yellow Digimon and suspend it and make one of your opponent's Digimon lose 1000 DP. So for decks that play like the 1K Strabimon or the 1K Flamemon, or in this case the 1K Dorumon, yeah, I could definitely just tap and get rid of it for free. So you want to keep that in mind and potentially maybe Digivolve over it, you know, into a champion or whatever, and or obviously, or attack with it, you know, get some value out of it. Depending on the situation, I'm not gonna say that's always what you should do, but that's just something you should be aware of. We're going to Digivolve into a Dora Greymon here. Dora Greymon is going to allow him, upon Digivolution, to add an X-AntiBody Digimon to his Digivolution sources all the way at the bottom. We're going to add a Darugamon. And by the way, Darugamon's effect, I want to say, is this Digimon gets plus 1k DP all turns for if this Digimon is a X-AntiBody. Or has X-AntiBody in its traits, which is really nice. And there it is. We're going to Digivolve into the Doragoromon, and the Doragoromon here is actually a little bit more savage than normal because Doragoromon inherits the ability from the Doru Greymon, which is really nice. So won't be able to delete it, unfortunately. So he is just chilling. So now I have to think how to counteract it this turn. I do have a plus 3k DP boost in my security from the Zoe. Let's see what ends up happening here. Gonna Digivolve into a Zoe or a Zephyrmon here over the Kari, and I do not get the boost here, so that's something to keep in mind because again, it has to be over a Zoe or over another hybrid. Now, if I have another Zephyrmon here, that'll work because Zephyrmon over Zephyrmon will be a 1 cost, and then I will definitely get the plus 3k boost then. But yeah, I can't reduce his DP, and I also cannot delete it, so Wyvern's Breath and none of that's going to work. I am going to play Rise Greymon here, though. Rise Greymon's going to facilitate, get me a TK out, and I feel like Shine Greymon doesn't do much of anything right here. It does get rid of Dorumon, but he has security attack plus 1 at least from one Dora Greymon, and I mean, who's to tell if he has another Dora Greymon in his hand when he attacks with the Darugamon. And once again, I mess up and I don't attack with the Bokomon. It's the second time I've done that. I'm still not used to Doragoro's effect. Doragoro's easily going to add another X-AntiBody into its sources, and it's going to have 3 sources to delete my Bokomon. So yes, yet another time I'm kind of making this game go a little bit longer than it needs to be. So guys, keep in mind when you're playing against this deck, or even like a purple deck that you know plays the Schwartz Lahurs card, you might want to kind of, if your opponent hasn't already deleted all your guys, you might want to start getting chip damage in with all your level 5s or lower, depending on the game state, because they can just wipe it all. And in this situation, Doragoro is just going to kind of slay that Bokomon once again. And that's 2 damage that I missed out on that he should have been at 1 security, and this game should have been a lot more threatening a lot sooner. So, but hindsight 2020, this again was me playing this deck for the first time. I want to say this is recorded like 2 weeks ago. So I was definitely new to Yellow at the time, and at this point, I definitely see plays like, you know, that I should be making. So, but of course, like I said earlier, we're all our own worst critic here. So I definitely learned eventually. Sometimes you just keep running into the same stuff over and over, and you like get beat up by it, or you get annoyed by it to the point where you just get tired of being tired. So you learn from your mistakes. So that's what it's all about. It's gonna hit into a TK Kari here. It's gonna hit into a Shine Greymon. Shine Greymon is 14k. Kind of looks like I pointed at the Zephyrmon saying I had another plus bid there, but I don't think he was higher than 14k anyway. So 14k was enough to get rid of the Doragoromon, so that was good enough there. And at this point, it looks like yeah, I have 2 security, so I have less security than him, which gives me the ammo to be able to play 2 hybrids to attack for game here, because I have 2 attacks on the board already and then 3 tamers. So if I have at least 2 champion hybrids, then that'll easily end up being game here, unless he does have Iron Fisted Onslaught. Now I imagine because that one turn he didn't have a champion, he's got to at least have Iron Fisted Onslaught in his hand. There's no way he doesn't have that card too. I kind of refuse to believe that. He's going to attack and wow, with the Toy Agua, he's going to hit a TK. TK has to take the card no matter what it is. So if your last card is a non-yellow card, you have to take it and you do not recover. So luckily it was just a TK Kari there, and I was able to get it back. And that would have been crazy. So if my last card was not a yellow, we imagine he would have just been able to steal that game with Grumble. That would have been so savage. But thank goodness that last card was yellow, so we were able to recover. Attacking with the Grumble is going to hit into a blinding raid, does nothing there. But now we're in a position, like I said, where he definitely has to. Well, no, you know what? Even if he plays Iron Fisted Onslaught, that also isn't that good here because I'll have 6 memory, so I'll still have enough memory to facilitate getting out 2 more or 3 hybrids now at this point. But needing 3 hybrids is more of an ask than needing 2 hybrids. But it looks like he doesn't have that, so he's going to just play the Coda. Coda's going to search the top 4 cards, and I think at this point he's just hoping for his security to have something decent, like Iron Fisted Onslaught. So no matter what, I should definitely be swinging out. If I'm not swinging over his Digimon and I'm swinging this as security, that definitely indicates that I'm going to have the enough security or enough firepower to get rid of the rest of the security. That's what I was talking about earlier, the TK Kari. You know what? I had 2 checks with the Shine 2 there. So yeah, that made it even easier. And then yeah, we're just going to Digivolve a Kari over one of the Yellow Tamers if I can finally get one out and then attack for game. That was still an interesting set though. Definitely a small learning curve there. Like I said, when I look back at the deck back then. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this set either way and showing some of the power of each of these decks going at it. But be looking forward to more content coming from me soon, and I will catch y'all in my next video. Y'all have a great day or night whenever you're catching this video. This is your homie S. Dot heading out, and y'all stay on y'all progression, no question. Peace.